And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you here live from the Brevard Sports Network as we have a great matchup on our hands here tonight between the Halifax Academy Knights and the MCC Hustlers as we are live from the Hive here at the home of the Hustlers. Bringing you the game tonight is me, Chase Alexander, along with my broadcasting partner tonight, Caleb Brown. And Caleb, first thoughts or intro thoughts to this game before we kick off here?
Look, I am never disappointed when I get a chance to come down and watch MCC play football. There's a lot of athletes I've been able to watch over the years, specifically Noah Flores. He's someone that I've been able to watch play since Satellite Beach Pop Warner days. And, so anytime you get a chance to watch him, and when you look at some of the other players, Caden Kelly, we had him come in to our studio and interviewed him. Ezra Engel, and multiple other players that we'll talk about throughout the night.
Yeah, and to just further on, Noah Flores, a sophomore, transfer from Satellite. And we'll take a break here for the national anthem real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, and we're back here live after the national anthem, and it was a beautiful national anthem because we were having some technical difficulties playing the sound, and the crowd all sang along, and we rallied together to sing the Star Spangled Banner. It was a nice little moment. And we are honoring Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in the month of October. So giving a round of applause here in the crowd. And as you see it on the field, all the MCC guys wearing a little bit of pink accessories. And I always loved that touch. I always loved it when the pros did it as well. They need to go back to that. As we get set for action here, MCC coming into the game at 4-1. A pretty dominant 4-1 too. One pretty nasty loss. But other than that, they've pretty much steamrolled through all the teams they played. Beat Holy Trinity 43-14, Trinity Catholic 38-6, lost to the First Academy 42-6, beat Foundation Academy 44-0, and the biggest surprise to me was when Vieira came to the Hive and they lost 38-0 to the Hustlers.
Yeah, no, I think there was a lot of people that were kind of shocked by that score and by how much it was. Look, they're not shocked that this MCC team can score on offense. They were just shocked at what a powerhouse that Viera defense was looking like coming into that game, and they got made to look like they were nobody.
Yeah, and Brogan McNabb just killed him through the air and with his feet, as he's done all year. The definition of a dual threat quarterback. We get set for kickoff here. Kicks away, and it's a little pooch kick out to the left side of the field. It's going to roll out of bounds, and they're going to get the ball at the 35-yard line.
So that'll enact the flag.
MCC is going to take over at the 35, I believe. Their 30-yard line, not 35. So it's going to be the first time we're seeing MCC's explosive offense, as they've scored plenty of points, and just can't wait to see them in action for the first time this year myself.
I've had the opportunity to see them one other time this year, and they are just that fun to watch.
McNabb's going to start in the gun with Kelly to his right. 2 receivers to each side. And that MCC offensive line is looking pretty big from here. McNabb takes a snap, fakes the zone read, hands it off the middle. Good gain for about 4 yards there by Kelly. Tackled by a couple of Knights. Jordan bring up 2nd and 6 for the Hustlers.
Jordan Jones on the tackle for the Halifax Academy. Look, the Halifax Academy comes in at 4-1, and interested to see how they match up against these Hustlers.
McNabb takes a snap, fires it outside, and it's dropped. His intended receiver that time was the captain, one of the captains on this offense, Ramel Hernandez. Hernandez couldn't haul it in. 3rd and 6 after the incompletion.
Hernandez is one of these explosive receivers that we really watched him shine last year, and have big expectations coming into this season. And look, you have a quarterback who's new to the offense and new to this system. He'll make his impact.
Absolutely. As McNabb goes empty, it's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. He's got space, cuts back inside. He's going to put the boosters on. There he goes, right down the middle of the field. Touchdown, MCC Hustlers. As Brogdon McNabb strikes first quickly, as he's shown all season, his feet is his main weapon and his arms kind of his secondary, but he explodes for a 60-plus yard touchdown run as MCC takes the quick 6-0 lead.
I mean, that's what you've seen from Brogan McNabb. If there's something you said about Brogan McNabb, if you watch film on him, you got to try to contain him. Now, easier said than done when you have an athlete like that, but you got to try to contain him in the run game and make him beat you with his arm.
Extra point is good. Will Stewart knocks it through the uprights, extends the lead to 7-0, and exactly what I expected coming into this game. And we'll take a quick break and come back for the kickoff. All right, and we're back, and as the extra point was no good, that's my mistake, so Will Stewart just a little left on the extra point. He's going to be set to kick it off to the Knights. And like you were saying about Halifax, another 4-1 team, really up and down. Their first game 7-0, then they dropped the 50 bomb, and then got beat by 30 points, then won by 4 the next game, and last week they won 55-24. So very inconsistent start for this Halifax team, as that one's high, arcing kick, and it's going to be touched and fall into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. I thought if he touched it out of the end zone and it rolled back into the end zone, it was a live ball. but I guess I'm wrong.
No, it's only if you pick it up and take those football moves forward.
Okay, so
Yep.
the gather steps, you got to take those. Gotcha. Halifax is going to come out, start at their 20-yard line. And somebody to highlight in this game for Halifax is their quarterback number 0, Ladarius Simmons. He's a 3-star quarterback committed to Louisville. As Simmons with the hard count, but looks like the offensive line jumped. Let's see what the officials call. They're going to put it on MCC. Almost the whole defensive line jumped for MCC, so it's going to make it 1st and 5 for Halifax.
Chase, look, we know as former offensive lineman, there's no worse feeling than when your quarterback usually repeats it on two, and then you're that offensive lineman to jump.
Yeah. And quick snap by Halifax. That's going to be tackle for loss in the backfield. That time by number 0, Noah Flores, as he continues to stack up the stats this year as he adds to his team-leading tackle total. He also leads the team in interceptions. So the young man making a statement early in his high school career.
He's been doing that since Satellite Beach Pop Warner. He put the team on his back and took that Satellite Beach Pop Warner team to a national championship runner-up. That says something. That says a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. A leading receiver for the Knights is number 9, Javante Horton. Horton with almost 400 yards this season. 2nd and 9 for the Knights. Horton is lined up at the bottom of your screen. 2 backs in the backfield. Simmons set to take the snap. Sends a man in motion. Fakes the handoff, fakes another handoff. Got all the time in the world. He's going to take off and run up the middle, but nowhere to go. There's Flores and a couple other hustlers to take him down. Simmons thought he had a lane there, but it closed quickly as the hustlers hurry to the ball and make a tackle for a short gain. Brings up 3rd and 6.
One of the big guys also in on that play was number 75. Some guy you might have heard of. His name is Noah Ostrander. He's a pretty big dominant force on that defensive line.
Yeah, playing that right defensive tackle position.
We got our first game update thanks to Gary Ward. Coco up 7-0 over Miami Norland.
Ooh, that's a great game. Amazing game we got going there.
Jackson Robb, Logan Pettit, and Alan Slaughterzinski have the call for you here on the Brevard Sports Network over on that game. We've also got one other game on the network. It's the Melbourne Bulldogs taking on the Bayside Bears in what actually is a really interesting game for the Bayside Bears.
Is that their only game in county or first game in county this year?
No.
Is it?
They played Astronaut.
Okay, Astronaut. Okay.
But look. Think about this. Regardless of what you think of the current state of Melbourne, and I say that you being a Melbourne alumni.
Yes.
That's not, what they're playing is not exactly the Melbourne standard as it has been in previous years. If Bayside can get a win over they're a 6A, right? There's
6A,
a 6A FHSAA team. That says a lot for what Coach is building up at that down in Bayside.
Absolutely. Halifax takes a timeout to discuss the 3rd and 6 play as they come back to the ball. Simmons in the same formation, 2 running backs, 1 to each side. Little waywire snap to his left, and he's swarmed by the hustlers. And there he is again, number 75, Noah Ostrander. And that's going to bring up 4th and 10 for the Knights. Let's see if they go or they punt. Can't imagine they'd go for it with how explosive MCC's offense is.
Number 54 is who? Oh, okay.
Harlan Pete. as Halifax looks set to punt, and it's going to be a false start on them. It's going to bring them back 5 yards. So now an even longer punt. Chris Butler is the punter for Halifax, and another flag. Oof. I think there's too many men on the field. Referees look like he's counting.
Ref threw the flag. Ineligible participation.
Wow. So that's another 5 yards back.
So now that's brought us to fourth and 20 from the 10-yard line.
And they have to punt to Noah Flores.
Oh yeah,
which is just incredibly dangerous back there.
That's dangerous in normal.
He's going to catch it at the 40.
That's
unless
dangerous.
Their punter's got a leg.
Dangerous in a normal situation, let alone
as that one shanked to the sideline, and it's going to take a Halifax bounce. And that's probably the best case scenario if you're the Knights in that situation, honestly. Keep it away from Flores and get a net of 46 yards on that punt. Sorry, 36 yards. So now the Hustlers are going to take over.
And they'll bring up a Coastal Strength and Barbell first down. Coastal Strength and Barbell over on Beachside in Indian Harbor Beach. Go check them out.
McNabb in the gun again. That time hands it off to number 23. Bounces outside. He's got a blocker. Cuts it back inside. Carrying a couple Knights on his back. Falls forward. Howard Dewitt on the carry that time for the Hustlers. Good little gain of about 14 yards. It's going to bring up another Coastal Strength and Barbell first down for the MCC Hustlers as the running game continues to fire on all cylinders early in this game. First and 10 for McNabb. Fakes the handoff, looks like he's going to run now, rolls right. He's going to take off. He's going to scurry out of bounds and push late. No flag. It's a gain of about 3 yards on that play. Brings up 2nd and 7.
So now they're on the cusp of the Space Coast Card Show first down. Space Coast Card Show coming up October 13th at the Holiday Inn in Melbourne and Vieira.
For your 2nd and 7. McNabb again. This time he's going to hand it off to Dewitt. Dewitt carrying defenders on his back for the first down and more. Another tough run by Howard Dewitt. Another sophomore for this MCC offense making a statement. And that's going to be a first down for the Hustlers.
Look, we hear BSN, Allen, Jackson. Go ahead.
It's going to be 1st and goal from the 8 for the Hustlers. Quick throw outside. That's Flores. Cuts inside, lowers his shoulder, reaches across. That's a touchdown, Hustlers. As Noah Flores gets in the end zone on a quick screen pass by McNabb. Extends the lead to 12-0. And McNabb is fully in control of this game.
I mean, look, that's an easy day at the office. You get it out to Noah Flores, and you see he makes things happen.
Yeah, and it was good blocking on the outside by Hernandez out there. And that's what he does out there. He's more than just a receiver. He's a blocker, and that's what makes guys like that special.
Oh,
They're willing to do anything to make the team win.
Listen, I'll tell you, you make all the amazing catches you want, but when you can show a scout, hey, I have no problem blocking downfield.
As McNabb takes a snap, quarterback keeper sneaks through, run to his own guys. He's still going to get in. He is. Wow. A little Houdini trick by Brogdon McNabb to get in for the 2-point conversion. Extends the lead to 14-0. The Hustlers lead.
Well, see, here's the thing. sometimes I wonder if Brogan McNabb sits there and looks at the game and says, "You know what? It's getting to be a little too easy. Let me run into my own guy and see if that like hinders me at all."
I mean, that was a heck of a play there. First of all, what a fake. That was watching that play reminded me of Cam Newton. Cam Newton was always notorious for the slow reads and pulling it back late and putting his shoulder down and getting in the end zone. And that time he split two guys by pulling it back, ran into his own guy, and powered into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
.6:26 left to go here in the first quarter. And
Like-
that
Like to thank LE Chain Remax Solutions for sponsoring this water break that we just had, I believe.
I can tell you, Ellie Chan is one of the best realtors, from personal experience, one of the best realtors you can have in taking care of you and your situation, whatever the situation may be. Buying or selling a home here in Brevard County, go to Ellie Chan, because no one can sell Brevard like Ellie Chan can.
Kicking off for the Hustlers is Stewart. Back to receive for the Knights is Jones, and Jones is going to run after this one, and it's going to roll out of bounds. They're going to get the ball at the 30-yard line. Second time we've seen that tonight. And again, if you have any scores from around the county, just let us know. Drop it in the comments. Love to know what's going on around the county. I'd like to thank everybody joining us here tonight. Beautiful night for football, actually. Great breeze here at MCC. Okay, so now it's the 35.
Yes.
If you're the Knights here, you desperately need to get some offense going. You at least need a first down just for confidence alone.
Yep.
Last drive, all they did was go backwards about 30 yards and having to punt and give MCC great field position. So they're going to start at the 35 here. Favorable field position for the Knights. Thank you. Simmons takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to number 8. Trying to bounce outside, but just cannot get away from this relentless defensive front of the Hustlers. On the carry was Jeremiah Bartholomew. Bartholomew, the leading rusher for the Knights.
Again, the play, leaving the Knights with 2nd and 10 from their own 35.
347 yards and 3 touchdowns for Bartholomew. Also averaging 15.1 yards a carry, which is an insane average. Simmons motions the slot receiver to the right side of the field, fakes the handoff, going to fire it outside, incomplete, out of the reach for the intended receiver, Chris Butler. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. And they have yet to target their leading receiver, as I mentioned earlier, Javante Horton. Horton, 6'4", wide receiver on the outside. At some point, you just got to give him a chance at 6'4".
Well, but at the same time, you got to ask your offensive linemen if they can sustain a block so you have time to read the field.
Correct. Simmons in the backfield with Bartholomew to his right. Simmons takes a snap, quick survey to the left. High throw, it's brought in. Makes a man miss, accelerates close to the first down marker. We'll see where the referees rule it. It's going to be close. Jordan Jones on the reception, and he caught that ball at the line of scrimmage and made a couple guys miss, and that's going to be a first down for the Halifax Knights. It's going to be a Coastal Strength and Barbell first down. And the first down of the night for Halifax. 1st and 10 at their own 45. This time 2 backs in the backfield with Simmons. Simmons going to hand it off to Bartholomew. And nowhere to go again. Just a swarm of hustlers all over the ball. Number 54 that time, Chris Seward. Also Harlan Pete in on that tackle. Gain of 1 on that carry for Bartholomew. He's got to come out for an equipment issue, so a new running back's going to come into the game. .422 remains here in the first quarter. Second and 9 for Halifax. Simmons goes empty in the backfield. And another offsides on the Hustlers. That's 54. I believe that's Harlan Pete. So that's going to bring up second and 4. And that moves it across the 50. First time the Knights have gone into Hustlers territory tonight. Simmons again in the empty backfield. Looks left, and that's picked off by the Hustlers. Great jump on that ball. Let's get a number. I believe that's number 6. That's Ezra Engel, the senior. And once you thought the Knights starting to get some momentum, they throw a bad ball, and it gets picked off by Engel. And it's going to bring up a first down for the Hustlers after the turnover.
Ezra Engel is one of those guys that can do a lot there in that defensive back 7. He can play linebacker. He can go out. You can tell him to go play DB. He'll go play DB for you. We've even seen him play some strong safety. I mean, he is that physical guy, but has no problem going up and snagging an interception.
Yeah, and that time he was kind of in that hybrid position. You're talking about him playing linebacker and safety. That time jumps in front of the ball and makes a great play on it. First and 10 in Knights territory for the Hustlers.
We just had an update. 14-7 Norland over Cocoa.
That was quick. Felt like it was just 7-0. McNabb fires it outside to the right and sheds off 3 Knights and push forward out of bounds for a first down and more. Number 7, Grady Bonenberger on the reception. Nice little catch and run there from another young sophomore on this MCC team.
And again, that's just another hand, another guy you got to keep your eye on, because now once Brogan McNabb starts to distribute the ball like he is, this MCC offense can be very dangerous.
And like you were saying, McNabb's first year in this offense, he's just going to get better. I mean, this team's just going to get better as the season goes on. McNabb hands it off up the middle. Broken tackle, accelerates, keep pushing ahead, and the O-line gives them a little push for another couple yards. That time on the carry was Caden Kelly.
Caden Kelly, another one of those players, I say, every coach says they wish they had 22 Caden Kellys. He will play whatever you need, almost that Taysom Hill.
Yep.
You need him to play linebacker, he'll go out and play linebacker. You need him to play quarterback, he's played quarterback before. Running back, you need him to play receiver, he will do whatever you need, because he is a guy that believes in doing whatever needs to be done in order for a team to win.
Yeah, that's a great analogy you made there to Taysom Hill.
I believe he's more athletic than Taysom Hill, but
as that pushes the Hustlers into the Space Coast Card Show red zone. McNabb, all the time in the world, fires it out left to Hernandez, and that's an easy touchdown for the Hustlers as they are running all over the Knights. 20-0 with 2.5 to go here in the first. And I don't think McNabb has thrown an incompletion or they've had a negative play.
Well, he hasn't had to. He hasn't had to put the ball downfield very much. Everything has been within that 5 to 10 yard radius. And that time it was just dish off to Hernandez and let your athlete go make a play.
And heck of a route by Hernandez. I don't know if you caught it on the camera or not, but he ran a nice, looked like he was running a post, and then came back, stopped right in his tracks, and the defender was 10 yards past him. And he had an easy walk into the end zone, and the snap is bobbled, and there's a flag. Looks like it's going to be on the Knights.
It's going to be offsides on the Knights.
So we'll see if they attempt the extra point again or they go for 2.
No problem. You know, as you see up there on the Zone 6 Reaper 7v7 and athletic training.
Courtesy of Brevard Sports Network, Caleb Brown and Chase Alexander on the announcing.
As Stewart gets set to kick the extra point. Snaps good, holds good, and he fires it through. And it's good. 21-0. The Hustlers lead. 2.5 to go, and we'll take a quick break and be right back. All right, and we're back here live at the Hive as the Hustlers lead 21-0. And I just want to point out that was Brogdon McNabb's 10th touchdown pass on the year. That's just his passes. He has 8 touchdowns on the ground, so 18 total touchdowns and just 2 interceptions on the year for McNabb. So a heck of a start to the year for the junior.
Of course,
Go ahead.
That touchdown came inside the Space Coast Card Show touchdown, October 13th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Holiday Inn in the Melbourne Vieira Conference Center. Scan the QR code on your screen to reserve your table. Not only do you reserve your table, you can reserve where you want your table. So, hey, look.
We got some advanced technology here. QR codes now. We're stepping up in the world.
Hey, look, BSN is steadily making improvements.
Stewart with the kick, and that's a knuckleball. Returned, looks like it's Bartholomew, and he's going to return it up to the 35-yard line. I'm sorry, that was number 4, Chris Butler. Caleb Jones on the tackle for the Hustlers.
I like that kid's name.
Which one?
Caleb Jones.
Oh, that's close to your name, right?
It took you a moment to think about that one.
Yeah.
Listen, you can't let me be the quicker thinking of the two.
I thought you were
I've been broadcasting all day. I broadcasted the Cape Coast Conference swim meet.
Yeah, credit to you. That's a long day. Long day. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Knights, and I'd like to see Simmons kind of do something. I know he hasn't had as much support as he needs, but 3-star quarterback, you got to start making plays by yourself. At least a couple plays here and there.
Well, you remember on that opening drive, he had a good opportunity to make a play, but again, when you talk about this, the defensive line of MCC. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then you have some guy named Noah Flores kind of lurking around that can come up from his safety position and quickly make a tackle.
You got Ezra Engel back there playing that.
Noah Ostrander.
Yeah, it's just tough defense to play against, and he's going to motion. That's number 12 in motion. Jordan Williams is the back. Takes a snap, looks to throw downfield, but the pressure's there, spins off, and this is what I'm talking about. Tries to get away, but does not. Noah Ostrander again, sack number 2 on the night.
What I want to be acknowledged here, Noah Ostrander had the initial sack. He went to sling him to the ground. He stayed up and escaped the tackle. Normally, some guys you're getting irritated. No Ostrander continued and swiped the ankles and still dropped him. Still gets credit for the sack. That's the kind of hustle you get out of Noah Ostrander.
Yeah, and Simmons is not a slow quarterback by any means. So Ostrander with the hustle and the reach out to shoelace tackle him for the sack, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 18 for Halifax.
We have homecoming specials at our concession stand this evening, featuring Chick-fil-A sandwiches and barbecue sandwiches. Please stop by.
1:20 remaining here in the first quarter.
It is homecoming night here at MCC.
Simmons takes the snap, hands it off, and just nowhere to go. All he's seeing is hustlers just boxed up at the line of scrimmage. He could not find a crease at all. It seems like the whole Hustlers defense was running lateral to the ball and just nowhere to cut back, nowhere to get outside. No gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and very long for the Knights.
Carmani Williams was the hustler to eventually take him down. But that's just scary when you see all those hustler jerseys. You see all that I don't know if it's a neon yellow or a green come at you. You're just like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. So it looks like there was maybe a flag, but it got declined.
Penalty on the offense declined by the Hustlers because of the results of the play.
So 3rd and very long. Simmons in the backfield. Simmons looks downfield. He's going to throw it short to Bartholomew. He gets outside. He's got blockers, and he's got the speed. Tiptoeing down the sideline, pushed out of bounds by number 23, Howard Dewitt, making a touchdown-saving tackle. But that's the most explosive play we've seen from Halifax so far early in this, or late in this first quarter.
Driven out of bounds by the Hustlers, Howard DeWitt.
So now the Knights trying to hurry up this offense. No huddle offense.
First down for the Knights at the Hustler 28-yard line.
1st and 10 from the Hustlers 28. 2 backs in the backfield, switch sides. They're confused on the play call, looks like, from the frustration. And hands it off to number 30, trying to get outside, and it's stripped. Ball's loose. I think it rolled out of bounds. The Knights able to retain the football, and lucky bounce as it bounces out of bounds.
Almost looking like my Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night.
Yeah. On the carry that time for Halifax was Jordan Jones. Let's bring up 2nd and 10 after the fumble. As this time they're going to take it a little bit slow as they had a little confusion, it looked like, trying to run that last play. Second and 10. Simmons motions a man across to the left side of the field. Looks like a little real route. He's going to throw it up, and it's dropped. Almost intercepted by number 13, Daniel Tolvert. Tolvert had a chance at the pick. Could not come down with it, but just another error throw by Simmons, throwing into double coverage there. I get you're trying to make a play, but you don't want to make something that's bad worse.
Unfortunately, that's one. You're trying to force that play. You know that's your guy. You're trying to hit your guy there in the end zone, trying to make the drive worthwhile, and sometimes that will come back to bite you.
11 seconds left in the first. 3rd and 10. Simmons going to throw it short, and he's hit immediately. There he is again. Noah Flores with a tackle for loss. All over the field so far in this first quarter as it comes to an end. And it brings up 4th and 11 when we return for second quarter action.
All right, I'd like to come back early as we get set to start the second quarter. Ellie Chan. Ellie Chan is top-notch when it comes to selling Brevard County. If you are buying or selling a home and you want the best help to make sure you get every penny you're entitled to, that's where Ellie Chan of Remax Solutions comes in. Ellie has been a Remax Solutions top producer for the past 5 years straight. So when you are in the market, you need to make a call. You need to call or email Ellie because Ellie Chan sells Brevard line like no one else can. Information is at the top of your screen, along with all of our great sponsors as they rotate throughout the broadcast.
Again, thank you to all of our sponsors for letting us be able to come out here and do these games. As it's going to be 4th and 11, and Simmons and the Knights are going to go. He's going to throw it up into double coverage and not catchable, out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover on downs as the Hustlers take over with favorable field position.
I'll tell you what, he got lucky that ball was uncatchable because I know I saw some extended arms coming from the receiver there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If he just put it close, he could have got a flag there, but just wasn't catchable. So,
yeah, you usually when the ball's not catchable like that, the ref won't throw the flag. But but again. Now we get a chance to see this Hustler offense again for the first time here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, and 3 for 3, 3 touchdowns. Just an explosive start. No negative plays for the Hustlers in the first quarter. Let's see if they continue that trend here in the second. McNabb takes a snap. He's going to launch it deep down the field to Flores. It's caught. Flores down the right sideline. Touchdown, Hustlers. And the deep bomb to McNabb to Flores. That's 2 times here tonight. So the dynamic duo hooking up twice early in the first half. 27-0, the Hustlers lead. As the Hustlers are looking perfect here tonight on offense.
Flores he outran the defense, got behind him. Yeah.
Need to get in there? Okay.
Yeah, no, Flores just being the athlete he did, got behind the defense, and McNabb put it right where he needed to, right in the breadbasket.
As the extra point is whistled dead. See if there's another flag. And just tremendous. It's going to be offsides on the Knights again. Tremendous play call by Coach on that time for the Hustlers. I mean, play action, you've been running the ball like no other, and that you got Noah Flores just 10 yards away from any defender, and McNabb puts it right on the money for a 60-yard bomb.
Waiting to see Miss Arlene Flores tune into the broadcast. She's over in Guam.
As the extra point is good. 28-0, the Hustlers lead. And it's just been, I keep saying it, but just perfect. I mean, there is no flaw. Other than the missed extra point, there's not been a flaw to MCC's game up to this point. And that's really nitpicking, trying to look for something.
Well, no, but I'll say this. And you can say that, but the good teams you have to nitpick because guess what? Extra points will cost you in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And look, they have a gauntlet in that 1A region.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, they're going to have to square up with a team that beat them by 30-plus points in the Foundation Academy.
The first academy.
Or the first academy,
Yep.
check that. The first academy. But, yeah, and which, by the way, the FHSA came down and said that they reversed the sanctions of players, and that still counts as a win.
Yep. Hustler set to kick it away is number 14, Will Stewart. Stewart, another knuckleball up the middle. And it's going to be fielded slowly. Almost gets past him. It's number 30. Tries to cut back upfield, but nowhere to go. The speed of the Hustlers bring him down at about the 20-yard line. Jordan Jones on the return for Halifax. And another score update here. 7-6, Melbourne leads Bayside in the second quarter. 14-6, sorry. Just updated on me. 14-6.
Okay.
Melbourne leads, so still one possession game in Bayside.
And again, I'd like to thank Natwick Insurance. Brevard Sports Network is powered by Natwick Insurance. They are one of the title sponsors that helps Brevard Sports Network do what we do on a daily basis.
Motions Jones is going to hand it off up the gut and nowhere to go again. Harlan Pete, that time on the tackle for loss for the Hustlers. And the running game is not there.
No.
They're not going to run it up the middle. The best choice for them, honestly, is just try to get outside and hope for a crease, because the interior defensive line for the Hustlers is just eating. They are eating down there. Second and 12 for the Knights. Motions 2 men. That's a flag. No? Okay.
No.
And there's the flag for illegal shift. So this play doesn't matter unless the Hustlers get a turnover. And that's number 18, Vance Sanger. Sanger brings him down. I think they're going to decline, or can they not decline that? They are going to decline.
You know, again, that's one of certain coaches' pet peeves. As a quarterback, if you send a man in motion, he has to be stopped for, essentially, Coach Wood used to say, 1 Mississippi. Mm-hmm. If your player is stopped by one Mississippi, snap the ball then. Yep. But you have to allow him to get set for 1 second before you snap the football.
Yeah, great point. And the Knights are going to take their second timeout of the half, as this is.
And I'd like to give a shout out again to Natwick Insurance. Brevard Sports Network is powered by Natwick Insurance. BSN is proud to partner with Eric Natwick and his great staff to bring you the best in youth and prep sports. Looking for a home, auto, life, and even more types of insurance? Then Natwick has you covered. Natwick Insurance is a full-service independent insurance agency that provides insurance solutions with personal service. They take great pride in the quality of service, whether their clients need help filing a claim, processing a payment, or just understanding their insurance coverage. They're always there and always ready to help. For more information, give them a call at 321-735-0381 or stop by the office located at 1301 South Patrick Drive in Suite 73 in Satellite Beach. Find them online at www.natwickinsurance.com.
As the Knights come back from the timeout, 3rd and 15, try to hand it off the middle. Not there. Slung down, and the ball's loose, but I think he was down. They are going to rule him down. And Ostrander makes another tackle for loss, brings up 4th and 20. And it was instant in the backfield. Just slung down, not a chance to escape. And the Knights are forced to punt here.
Noah Ostrander just, again, a kid his size, you should not be able to move like that so fluidly.
I mean, it's like that, he's kind of giving his defensive lineman an uppercut if you watch it. He's just giving that right hook, and he's coming underneath with his left, and then he's got free range of motion to spread his arms out wide and tackle whoever he wants.
We're asking, someone in the chat's asking for a shout-out for number 70 of MCC. That's Javion Cooper, the junior tackle, 6'5".
Yeah, and also shout out to that whole offensive line for
yes.
MCC, giving McNabb all the time in the world, and also blocking the run as well as they do. The trenches for MCC is, I just can't say it enough, just perfect in all aspects of the game so far in the first half for the Hustlers.
And once again, you're punting from out of your own end zone, and you got to punt to that guy, Noah Flores.
Yep. High punt, almost blocked. It's going to go sky high but short as it takes a Hustlers bounce. And they're going to start with amazing field position at about the 33-yard line. 22-yard line, sorry, 33. And the Hustlers are going to start with a Coastal Strength and Barbell first down as they're just on the cusp of the Space Coast Card Show red zone. And one more score brings us to a running clock if they can get the extra point. 35 points is the running clock in high school football.
When did they change that? Because I know at one point it was 42.
Was it?
At one point I know 42 was a running clock.
I have no clue when they changed it. I've always just remembered 35. As McNabb goes empty, throws out left to do it, and do it quick. Explosion, acceleration, and just glides into the end zone. No problem. I mean, it just looks like they're at practice right now, and they're just walking through their plays. I'm at full speed, but
Yeah.
it's just it's incredible how that's Do It. Do It is not obviously the main star in this offense, but he's performing like
Yes.
he is the bell cow for this offense so far in this game, as that's McNabb's 4th touchdown pass of the game, and that brings the score 34-0. The Hustlers lead as the extra point is up and good. 35-0. The Hustlers lead, and that causes the running clock here with 9:05 left to go here in the second quarter. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Coastal Strength and Barbell. Mr. Isaac Bermudez is one of the area's top athletic performance coaches. Isaac currently trains of Beachbody's Health and Fitness located in Indy Atlantic. At Coastal Strength and Barbell, Isaac offers a tailored strength program to help athletes build strength, power, and resistance to injury. With over 13 years of experience providing conditioning and coaching to all student athletes from elementary school to college, Isaac can customize programs to accommodate your sport, schedule, and life's other demands that may prevent you from reaching the maximum you. So thank you to Coastal Strength and Barbell.
Their information, along with all of our sponsors' information, has been floating, rotating at the top of your screen currently right now. The Space Coast Card Show happening October 13th from 9 to 3 at the Holiday Inn in Melbourne Vieira Conference Center. If you have sports trading cards or sports memorabilia that you want to trade, and or you maybe you want to get into the hobby of collecting sports cards, the Space Coast Card Show is where you need to be October 13th from 9 to 3.
Hustlers set to kick it away, and this is obviously our first and probably only time we'll see the Knights play, being located in Daytona Beach. But the Knights last game, they won 55-24, and just a polar opposite. I mean, I don't know the quality of Taylor University or Academy, I'm sorry, but Simmons threw for 368 yards on 14 for 19 with 3 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns and 1 pick. I mean, the potential's there for Halifax to get this offense going. It's just, can they overcome the defensive line of the Hustlers? Stewart, and the kickoff is blown dead. See what the officials say.
And I think Halifax is going to get caught with too many men on the field.
again. That's the third time on special teams that this has happened.
Okay, so they did have 12 on the field. One guy and I think he ran off late.
So they're going to wave off the flag, I'm guessing?
They're going to make MCC re-kick, and I guess...
Oh, they actually moved up 5 yards. So they're
Yeah.
going to kick 5 yards. They're going to kick from the 45 instead of the 40.
Like to give a special shout-out to somebody tuning into our broadcast. One, Mike Cador. Michael Cador is an awesome human being. Always a great friend of the Brevard Sports Network. You want to talk about someone who's got some life experience.
Stewart punches it. It's going to be returned and
It's touchback.
touchback.
Yep.
Oh, so high school and yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
So since he caught it in the end zone, it's a touchback.
Correct.
In high school, they cannot return it. Okay.
Correct. Quick little thing on Mike Cador. So Al and I constantly are doing research and just trying to always learn more about the beautiful history that is Brevard County football. So Mike Cador, for those who don't know, played on the 1983 Titusville Terriers. They went and played St. Thomas Aquinas. And guess who Cador lined up against?
Who?
In the 1983, I believe it's the state semifinal game.
I don't have a good guess.
He would be NFL Hall of Famer become NFL Hall of Famer Michael Irving.
Oh, wow. That pass complete. And good little gain of 8 yards for the Knights. That time on the reception is number 30, Jordan Jones. Quick little screen pass. Michael Irvin, huh?
Michael Irvin.
Wow. I'm sure he was trash talking. Notorious for the trash
I
talk.
mean, you know. But that was a night Titusville beat St. Thomas Aquinas. Now, think about
Really?
that.
Did they?
Yes, they did. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I think they ran the clock on them in a state semifinal.
With Michael Irvin?
Yes.
Wow. As number 1 takes a snap, trying to fight for the first down. I think he got it. That time, Carl Nelson lined up at quarterback, and it was a quarterback keeper. It's going to be a first down for the Knights. Coastal strength in barbell first down. Tackle that time by Colton Brown. As Cocoa trails Norland 27-7 in the second quarter.
Wow.
So Norland's just tacking it on, and hopefully Cocoa can get back into that game. First and 10 for the Knights. Nelson at quarterback. Nelson takes a snap, a little jet sweep. But again, all he sees is that neon green. Tries to stay in bounds, but just nowhere to go. They rally to the football. That time, number 52, Tanner Campbell. First time hearing his name tonight. It was Jordan Jones on the carry. And for a second, you thought he had a little crease outside, but just nowhere to go. 4 guys to the ball for MCC. .640 left to go. Second and 14 for the Knights. I believe Nelson's still lined up at quarterback. It's Carl Nelson, the junior. Jones is lined up to his right. And delay a game on the Knights. It's going to send them back 5 more yards, make it a second and 19 now. As they can just not put together positive plays. And it's going to be officials timeout for An Ellie Chan Remax Solutions water break.
Ellie Chan with Remax Solutions again. Ellie Chan sells the Brevard line like nobody else can. Also, like to thank, again, BSN powered by Natwick Insurance. Like to thank the Zone 6 Reapers 7v7. For those who haven't seen, go to the Brevard Sports Network Facebook page, or keep it here, and go check out the 7v7 Elite 7v7 schedule. They have released the 7. Look, I know we're still in the heart of football season, but it's never too early to think about 7v7. And 7v7 Elite has released their schedule. You'll be able to catch me over there doing some play-by-play of 7v7 games. And who knows? You never know.
Second and 19 now for Halifax Academy. Nelson remains at quarterback in the gun. Bartholomew to his left and bad snap. Nelson able to corral it, but he's going backwards. Throws it up and almost caught. Wow, the intended receiver that time was Chris Butler, but I don't even think Nelson knew where he was throwing.
No.
I think he just threw it up.
That's called throw it up. Somebody's got to be out there somewhere, and I hope I can get it back across the line of scrimmage so I don't pick up the intentional grounding.
Yeah, and they just got a rough in the pass. I was going to say, he took a good shot in the end zone. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty and automatic first down for the Knights. So now the Knights able to, or trying to capitalize on the rough in the passer.
We'd like to give a shout out to Brandy Osterly, who says New Orleans up 27-7. 3 turnovers for that Cocoa offense there in the first half.
Tough to see.
That's
always rooting for Cocoa.
That's not something you're accustomed to seeing
Not
with
at
that
all.
Cocoa offense.
Not at all. But Norland just came in with a game plan, and they watched a lot of tape, it seems. Nelson still at quarterback, 1st and 10 from about the 37, their own 37. Fakes the handoff. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Nelson drives ahead for a gain of about 4 yards. They're going to give him 5. 2nd and 5.
Simmons on the carry. Brought down by Harlan Pete.
Tackle made by Harlan Pete. So 2nd and 5 for the Knights. Wonder why they took out Simmons at quarterback. Maybe we just needed to switch it up. Get some quarterback runs in there.
2nd and 5 from their own 42-yard line.
And false start on the receiver at the top of your screen. I believe that's number 84, Marquise Sloss. So that's going to set him back to a 2nd and 10. 5-yard false start penalty. 4:56 remains here in the first half. MCC leads 35-0 in dominating fashion. Nelson fumbles the snap and hit hard. Excuse me, that was Simmons that time at quarterback, and just nowhere to go, and he tosses the ball on the ground. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Vance Sanger that time on the quarterback sack.
But there is a late flag there.
I think they're going to get Simmons for slamming the ball out of frustration. And that's just,
Well,
I understand the frustration, but you got to try to control it.
yep, and they're going to give him a delay game.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and very, very long.
So, yeah. The referee kind of gave him a break there, calling a delay
Big break.
game.
That's a 10-yard break for the Knights.
You know, typically that's a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Especially right in front of the referee. You just got to
Yeah.
know your surroundings. And
Third and about the trip back to the Halifax Academy.
Yeah, this is like a 3rd and 30 or 3rd and 20. No, 3rd and 30.
Yeah.
This is long. I'd imagine a little screenplay here or something, maybe a shot. And quarterback keeper trying to change direction. He's going to get a couple yards, breaks one tackle, and slung down to the ground. But a nice little gain there of about 7 yards that time on the quarterback keeper by Truth Hill, the senior for Halifax Academy. Still a 4th and 20. As you might as well go for it. I think they're gonna punt, which is the smart play, obviously. But
you're that guy. You're the guy on College Football 25.
Oh my God.
You never punt, do you?
if it's 4th and 2 and I'm up by 7, I'm going for it. Ice the game. Ice the game.
Used to?
Huh?
Used to? Come on, now there is nothing wrong with jumping on and doing a little bit of gaming to stress and decompress. I don't care what anybody says.
And the punt is sky high. Only went about 20 yards as it's downed at the Knights' 40-yard line as, again, MCC takes over in opponent's territory. 3:07 left to go here in the half. And McNabb, no incompletions, 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Noah Flores, 2 touchdowns.
Caden Kelly?
Caden Kelly got in there for a touchdown. Dewitt got in there for a touchdown.
I mean,
DeWitt.
I'd like to welcome in Coach Doug Butler. Always a welcome to see Doug Butler, whether in person or on a broadcast.
Motions out DeWitt. Throws a strike, but just overthrew that when you saw him kind of come down with that ball. He had Hernandez on the post, but just underthrew him a little bit. First incompletion of the night for MCC, and that is just a testament to how well this team has played. And that time, that's the first time I seen McNabb face pressure. Kind of had a little bit of pressure in his face, but he still stood tall and delivered a throw. McNabb takes a snap, hands it off to number 4, rolls forward. It's going to be close to a first down. Caden Kelly on the carry. I think they're going to mark him maybe a yard short. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Hustlers. Jeremy Russell on the tackle for Halifax.
Hold on, folks. We'll be right back.
All right, we're back and having a little bit of technical difficulties, and then sorry if it was a little glitchy there, but we're back. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Hustlers. I assume a run play here, and they're going to hand it off to DeWitt. And DeWitt, what a first step explosion, acceleration, gets to the sideline and pushed out of bounds. There's a flag at the end of the play.
Yeah, no, that's going to go down as a face mask. He was yanked either by his face mask or the horse collar.
Something to change his direction there awkwardly. And there was a beautiful pancake on. I didn't catch the number, but I saw it in the middle of the field. Beautiful block.
But
the Hustlers are going backwards. Yeah, they're walking back.
Okay.
They might get it for that pancake I was mentioning. Let's see what they say. Could be a holding. Holding. So it's going to be a holding on the Hustlers, and I believe it's a spot foul. It is. So 10 yards from the penalty. So it's still 3rd and 1. That happened 10 yards down the field, the penalty did. So still 3rd and 1, basically redoing 3rd down here.
Listen, I'm a full believer. Even though it worked out for the Hustlers, I'm a full believer that holding should just be 10 yards from the spot, from the original. Yes, there we go.
I agree. As DeWitt cuts up field, going to get a 1st down and more. As his offensive lineman's he was kind of like carrying him, making him do a spin. That's number 77 that time, Brad Taylor. Nice awareness by that offensive tackle.
Look.
And great run by DeWitt to stay on his feet and power forward.
A minute 38 left to go here in the first half.
And the Hustlers would love a score here. Trying to remain perfect on offense. Trying to go 6 for 6 with 6 touchdowns pending this drive. DeWitt remains in the backfield. McNabb fakes the handoff. He's got all the time in the world. Fires it over the middle. It's caught, and he's going to be tackled short of the goal line.
Ramel Hernandez.
That was, I believe that was number 7, Grady Bonenberger.
You're right.
Bonenberger that time, and I don't blame you. I mean, there's so many weapons on this team. It's hard to keep up with how many guys that he's thrown to.
He is thrown to and hit 6 different receivers tonight.
Yeah.
He's thrown a touchdown pass to 4 of them.
Yep. McNabb takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Kelly, and Kelly cruises into the end zone. Touchdown, Hustlers. As the score extends 41-0 with 30 seconds left here in the first half. And the Hustlers are perfect on offense. 6 for 6, 6 drives, 6 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 4 in the air. I mean, it's just been a clinic of offensive football.
Caden Kelly, like you said, that's his second one of the night. Listen, when you have a chance to bring players into the studio, it makes them just so much easier to root for. And Caden Kelly is just one of those guys.
And the extra point is good. Sends the lead to 42-0.
So again, we brought him into the studio here during early in the season. And when you just talk to the young man, you just can't help but want to cheer for him because he's been here through he came down from West Virginia, and he's had 3 different head coaches. He was here under the Greg Przinski era, then here for Nate Hooks. Now he's got, Coach Tillman.
And how rare is that? How rare is it a guy that sticks with a program nowadays with this whole transfer thing going on? And it's very rare to have a guy like that stay put and perform at the level he is.
And with 3 different head coaches, he's been asked to start at 3 different positions. When Greg Przinski was here, he was a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Then Nate Hooks came along and he was asked, hey, I need you to play some defense. I need you. And no matter what he was asked to do, he said, I got you, coach. Look, I may not know how to do everything, but I promise when I step out on that field, you're going to get my all. You're going to get my 100%. And a guy like that is just so easy to root for.
As the Hustlers set to kick it away, 30 seconds left here in the first half. Stewart punts it away, and it's going to be returned by Jones. Jones looking for a crease. There's a crease up the middle, and Jones stays on his feet. He's going to get up the field past the 50. He's going to keep going, but there's a block in the back. It's going to come back. I saw the block in the back at about the 40-yard line. Heck of a return by Jordan Jones, and that was the spark that Halifax was looking for to put up a fight in this game, but just a penalty, an unnecessary penalty at that. He was
Yeah.
past that man by 10 yards, and it is going to be a block in the back. So I believe they're going to start at the 50 if it was at around the 40. See where they spot it. Now they're going to call holding. So it's going to start at the Knights 45. So instead of starting at the Hustlers 25, they start at their own 45 because of the penalty.
And that's one you just it irks you because again you said that was the spark you needed. You're close to the red zone. You are ready to possibly put points on the board, and then something that happens behind the play that just
It's brutal.
Yes.
It's brutal, especially when you're having the game that you're having. If you're the Knights. Low snap. He's going to roll right. He's not going to get away from this Hustlers defensive line. That time,
Will
it
Warren.
was Will Warren on the sack. Another name that has yet to be said. But that'll do it for the first half action as MCC leads with a dominant first half, 42-0. And we'll bring you a halftime presentation. I believe it's homecoming.
Yep.
So this halftime is sponsored by Natwick Insurance. So thank you, Natwick Insurance. And we'll unplug the mics and let you hear the ceremonies.
We begin our homecoming court with Amelie Stacy. Amelie has attended MCC for 4 years. During her time at MCC, Amelie has served as the Key Club Lieutenant Governor, Food and Service co-founder and President, Grow Your Mindset co-founder and President, Green and Gold officer, and participated in varsity swim and been a part of the computer science, quilt and scroll, science, National Honor Society, and many more. After graduation, Amelie plans on attending Duke University to major in pre-med with a minor in robotics. She's escorted by her mom, Denise Stacy, and her dad, Don Stacy, and her boyfriend, Austin Hester. Congratulations to Amelie. Next up, a homecoming court. We have Bryce Electra Zimmer. Bryce has attended MCC for 4 years. During her time at MCC, Bryce has been a member of MCC's pit crew, volunteered as a Sunday school teacher at Discover Life Church, and participated in JV volleyball. After graduation, Bryce plans on attending UCF to study nursing. She's escorted by her mom, Christy, dad, Dan, Grandpa Roy, and grandmother Jeannie, who's here in spirit with her today. Congratulations to Bryce. Next up for homecoming court, we have Mila Alvarez. Mila has attended MCC for 4 years. During her time at MCC, Mila has served as a president for Students for Life Club, participated in 6 different honor societies, served as a green and gold ambassador and participated in cheer, track, mock trial, key club, and Eucharistic watchers. After graduation, Mila plans on pursuing a degree in law studies at either UF or FSU. She is escorted by her mom and dad, Lorena Mejia and Alexander Alvarez. Congratulations to Mila. Next up for homecoming court, we have Elizabeth Trebnick. Elizabeth had attended MCC for 4 years. During her time at MCC, Elizabeth has been a part of varsity soccer, varsity volleyball, varsity lacrosse, National Honor Society, green and gold. After graduation, Elizabeth plans on attending UCF or FSU. She is escorted by her mom, Sandra, and dad, Robert Trebnick. Congratulations to Elizabeth. And last but certainly not least for our ladies, we have Kira Yackel. Kira has attended MCC for 4 years. During her time at MCC, Kira has been a part of volleyball and yearbook. After graduation, Kira plans on joining the Air Force or attending UCF to study nursing. She is escorted by her mom and dad. Congratulations to Kira. Now it's up for the gentlemen. Next up for homecoming court, we have Gianni Fusil. Gianni has attended MCC for 3 years. During his time at MCC, Gianni has spent 3 years on the varsity basketball team, is a green and gold ambassador and a pit crew member. After graduation, Gianni plans on majoring in finance. He is escorted by his mom, Rachel Fusil, and Aunt Cecilia Florence. Congratulations to Gianni. Let's give a warm welcome to Justin Woolard. Justin has attended MCC for 3 years. During his time at MCC, Justin has been a member of the track team, student government, and the National Honor Society. After graduation, Justin plans on continuing his track career and is considering offers from the Air Force Academy, Duke, Stanford, USF, and UConn. He is escorted by his mom, Rondalyn, and his dad, Keith. Congratulations to Justin. Next up for homecoming court, we have Caden Zimfer. Caden has attended MCC for 4 years. During his time at MCC, Caden has been on the varsity football team for 4 years, the track team for 3 years, and the basketball team for 2 years. After graduation, Caden plans on enlisting in the Navy for underwater welding. He is escorted by his grandfather, Richard Zimfer, and Julia Garza Everhart, a proud member of the MCC class of 1999. Congratulations to Caden. Next up, a homecoming court, we have Santiago Rubio. Santiago has attended MCC for 4 years. During his time at MCC, Santiago has served as the president for student government, boys soccer, and key club, served as president of the Spanish, Science, and National Honor Societies, and served as a student officer of the Green and Gold. After graduation, Santiago plans on earning a degree in chemical engineering and material science to work either in the development of pharmaceuticals, spacecraft, or fuels. He is escorted by his mom and dad. Congratulations to Santiago. And our last fella to come out here tonight is Monvi Montalvo. Monvi has attended MCC for 4 years. During his time at MCC, Monvi has been part of the boys soccer, lacrosse, and cross-country teams. After graduation, Monvi plans on attending the University of Western Florida to study exercise sports science to become a physical trainer. He is escorted by his mom and dad. Congratulations to Monvi. families, let's offer a big round of applause for our 2024 homecoming court members and their wonderful escorts. Tonight, we would like to welcome all of our MCC alumni back to the school. In special recognition of their 50th reunion, we ask the class of 1974 to please stand. Also celebrating milestone reunions is the class of 1993-94 for their 30th reunion, and the class of 2014 celebrating their 10th reunion. Let's make some noise. Go Hustlers! The moment our homecoming court has been waiting for. Friends and families, the 2024 Homecoming King and Queen have been nominated by their fellow MCC community members. Let us congratulate Santiago Rubio and Mila Alvarez as the 2024 Homecoming King and Queen. Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more huge round of applause for our homecoming court, their incredible escorts, and especially to our homecoming king and queen. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy what's left of halftime, roughly 7 minutes. Please visit our concession stand. I know they're working hard in there for you. Lots of snacks, good food, and cold drinks to enjoy. Enjoy the rest of the game, everybody, and go Hustlers!
1.
All right, and we're back here live from the home of the Hustlers, as it was a dominating first half. There's really no other words for it other than MCC's offense was ran to perfection. Their defense played perfectly. I mean, they had one penalty the first half. It was a holding penalty. The very next play, they had an 18-yard gain and put them 3 yards away from the goal line. The defense has allowed no positive plays, barely any, maybe 2 or 3 positive plays alone in this first half. And it'll be a running clock here to start the second half. And I don't expect to see McNabb back out there. But that's yet to be seen, as the Hustlers will start on defense as Stewart kicks it away, and that is going to stay in bounds. And Jones is going to field it, trying to get away, but he cannot. So the Knights are going to start at their own 17-yard line. And again, not good field position for the Knights. And there's an injury on the field. That's Jordan Jones. Hopefully he's okay. I think he's popping right back up. He's got to go to the sideline for a play. Or no, he's not, sorry. So I'd like to thank our sponsors as we get a break. Injury timeout. Space Coast Card Show. Get ready for another electrifying day at the Space Coast Card Show, where the world of sports, TCG, and Pokemon cards collide in an unforgettable event. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this is your chance to score rare finds, meet fellow enthusiasts, and dive into the thrill of the hobby. With dozens of vendors showcasing everything from vintage treasures to the latest releases, you'll discover hidden gems and make lasting connections. Don't miss out on the chance to buy, sell, and trade with the best in the business. The Space Coast Card Show is one event you won't want to miss. The show will be held at Melbourne Via Conference Center, located inside the Holiday Inn, just off I-95, for next Saturday, October 3rd, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So come check that out.
13th. October 13th.
October 13th. And looks like Jones is back on his feet, walking off on his own power. It's good to see. Hopefully that young man's okay. He's had probably the biggest bright spot, honestly, in my opinion, for the Knights is Jordan Jones.
Also like to give a shout out to another one of our sponsors, All Systems Mo.
Takes the snap, hands it off, tries to get inside. Gets a good gain of about 4 yards. Tackle made by Corbin Young and Will Warren on that time. The runner for the Knights was Jeremiah Bartholomew.
And that's an illegal procedure penalty called against the Knights.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15. Negate the positive run by Bartholomew. Takes the snap's going to hand it back off to Bartholomew, and he's hit, but keeps trucking along. And nice gain of about 10 yards on that run. Angle on the tackle. So good gain of about 10 yards brings up 2nd and 5 for the Knights. Whistles blow. And a flag, kind of delayed.
No, he motioned a false start.
Oh, wow. So
But
that play is negated, so goes back to a first, and that's a line of 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. So 1st and 20 now. So forget that 10-yard run. And to me, it seemed like they lined up and to run the next play. Then there was a false start penalty, which is odd, unless it was an illegal formation.
And the Halifax coach now kind of asking how can that call be made that late after the play?
Yeah, and I don't blame him for questioning.
The head coach has walked out, and the assistant coach has also walked onto the field. So that they got to be careful with that.
Seems like they got their explanation as we're going to get ready to.
They're not happy about it.
They're not happy, no. Nobody would be. So Simmons at quarterback's heels on the goal line. Motions a man. And nice cut inside. Nice positive play. Tackle by Tristan Arroyo. Or Will Warren. Number 10 is Tristan Arroyo on my roster. And that's going to get about 5 yards back. Bartholomew on the carry. 8.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. I'd like to thank all of you joining us here tonight as we watch the MCC Hustlers Simmons takes the snap, hands it off the gut, and maybe a couple yards before he's brought down. Still a 3rd and 13 for the Knights. And actually the Knights have done a good job running the ball, but just the penalties they've shot themselves in the foot on this drive. Still 3rd and 13 after probably 30 yards accumulative before penalties. Third and 13, Simmons. Takes a snap, drops back to throw, over the middle, complete to Bartholomew. But just gets past the original line of scrimmage. Brings up 4th and 8, and this is a go for it, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
If you're Halifax.
The clock is running.
So Halifax takes a timeout.
Yeah, they're going to take a timeout, kind of think of something to draw up.
Fair timeout.
Look, and here's what the coaching staff is saying. All right, guys, maybe they got a play in the bag that, hey, maybe piggybacking on what was said at halftime. Hey, guys, it's 42-0. We all know the score. Mm-hmm. Let's go out and get better. The good coaches encourage their players, let's go out, get better at something. Find one thing to get better at. Whether it be, offensive line, getting to your spots for blocks. Quarterback, reading, making sure you make this read better.
Yep.
Find something, and we've all been in it. Chase, I know, you didn't have many losing games while at Melbourne, but you definitely had those games where coach said, hey, look, find something to go get better at.
Yeah, and then it's a tough spot to be in when you're down 42-0.
But again,
you got to stay in it, and you got to take the advice from the coaches, and you got to keep your head in the game, and you got to stay focused mentally. Don't get so frustrated on the field because you'll definitely be able to see it in your play.
And
another stoppage.
Offsides
on the defense.
On the defense.
It's going to be so that's a 5-yard penalty. Makes it 4th and 3. So now maybe a different play call for the Knights. 4th and 3 instead of 4th and 8.
Everything is open in your playbook right now.
Now I noticed that there are not completely all backups in, but there are some on that defensive line, I believe. Maybe one that I noticed. We'll see if they continue to run the ball. They don't. Simmons drops back to throw. Pressure in his face. Rolls left. Throws it back across the middle of the field, and it's caught. Almost, he bobbled it. Almost looked like he was going to drop it. But heck of an athletic play by Ladarius Simmons to roll left. And now we're going to take a water break. But Simmons did a great job of rolling left, and not something you want to see often, throwing across your body across the middle of the field. But he pulled it off, and it's a first down Knights, and their best drive of the night.
Again, I'd like to continue to thank our sponsors, Natwick Insurance, whether it be home, auto, life, whatever kind of insurance you're looking for, go hit up Eric Natwick and Natwick Insurance, and they can get you covered. And they have you covered all around. Whether you want to file a claim, they'll help you do that. Maybe you just want to understand the coverage that you signed up for. They will be there to help you understand what you signed up for and understand what your coverage entails. Look, life's full of unexpected things. You need insurance to try to make sure you are well protected. Natwick Insurance is the way to go. Brevard Sports Network is powered by the Natwick Insurance, as well as the Zone 6 Reapers, 7v7 and athletic training.
5.5 remaining here. Fresh set of downs for the Knights. Trying to inch closer and closer to Hustlers' territory. Nice response, though. We're talking about trying, as the whistle blows again. And I think they just told him to back up instead of throwing a flag. So we continue play. Simmons motions the man in the slot, takes a snap. He's going to hand it off the middle, and nothing there. No gain on the play for the Knights. What I was saying, great job by the Knights to respond to those 2 penalties to start their drive. I mean, it was it was first and about 20, 25 yards, and they were able to capitalize and get the first down. So that's the most resiliency I've seen tonight from the Knights. So that's a positive to look forward to if they can continue it on this drive and try to get that goose egg off the board. 2nd and 10. Simmons takes a snap and just nowhere to go. They almost hit him on the handoff. That's going to be a loss of about 5 yards. That time, number 55, Corbin Young. Corbin Young was all over that, and a couple other Hustlers were in the backfield.
Score update out of Martin County. Palm Bay has put 20 points on Martin County and leads it 20-0.
Good for Palm Bay. It's good to see.
That's something they needed.
That's good to see.
And if they can erase that 0 out of the win column.
Yeah, 20-0 is big. 3.5 remains. 3rd and 13 as the snap bounces. He's going to quick throw outside to the right. Behind the line of scrimmage. Gets maybe 5 yards on that play. Makes it 4th and 9. Jordan Williams on the reception. Armani Williams on the tackle.
And I'll say this. Right here, if you're the Hustlers, you need to be aware of something. And again, we've both been on this side too. You get a team that's down, and they're down big. There are chatterboxes that sometimes, I got nothing to lose, so.
Yep, and MCC you don't want to lose key guys
Nope.
for next week. Any guy you don't want to lose. Little screen play outside, but no blockers there. Looked like a screen play with all the pressure, but no blockers in front. And that'll be a turnover on downs as the Hustlers take over and stop probably the best drive of the game for the Knights as they try to put this game away with 2 minutes remaining here in the third. And Noah Flores, once again, tackle for loss.
Yep.
I believe that's his 4th tackle for loss on the game. to go along with 2 touchdowns, probably close to 100 yards receiving. Incredible game for Flores. I believe we have a new quarterback in there for the Hustlers.
Oh, you called it.
Yeah, didn't expect to see McNabb this late in the game. Hands it off. Gets about 2 yards, number 4, and there he is, Caden Kelly.
Yep.
You mentioned that earlier, maybe the first quarter of the game, beginning of the first quarter, that Kelly is Taysom Hillish kind of guy
Yes.
that can go in anywhere. And the fact that he can play quarterback, receiver, running back, DB, linebacker, it's a weapon.
Well, again, he was here when Rich Przinski was the head coach for a year, and he was the starting quarterback.
Kelly on the quarterback keeper. DeWitt, the lead blocker. He's got blocking on the outside. It's going to be close to a first down. I think it's going to be 3rd and 1. We'll see what they rule it. So nice run by Kelly. Clock now ticks under 45 seconds to go. Instead of 3rd and 1, it's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Hustlers. DeWitt to his right. He's going to hand it off to DeWitt. DeWitt stiffs arms, cuts back, and fights forward for the first down and more. They had him at the line of scrimmage, and DeWitt put the arm out and then made a slick move to cut inside and get the first down. And another guy that's had an incredible game. Howard DeWitt, I believe he has 2 touchdowns too. Kelly takes a snap. He's going to throw the deep ball, a little wobbly, and it's picked off by Halifax, thrown into double coverage. And that time picked off Truth Hill with the interception. And on that pass, looked like Kelly didn't throw the ball for a little bit on that one.
Well,
a little wobbler.
He's also throwing into the wind there.
Yep. And that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. As we head to the 4th, Hustlers on top 42-0. And while we flip sides, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Ellie Chan Remax Solutions. If you are buying or selling a home, you want the best to help make sure you get every penny you're entitled to. That's where Ellie Chan of Remax Solutions comes in. Ellie has been Remax Solutions' top producer for the past 5 straight years. So when you are in the market, you need to call or email Ellie because Ellie Chan sells Brevard line like no one else can. And her information will be constantly rotating at the top of your screen.
Keep it posted here to the Brevard Sports Network. An hour after the last game of the night goes off the air, for the Ubrazadi high school football postgame show, Alan Jackson, Logan Pettit, and myself will break down all of the night's action and scores from around the county.
So the Knights take over inside their own 10-yard line after the interception by Kelly. Quarterback keeper, that's Nelson. And Nelson's pushed out of bounds, gain of about 4 yards. And the person to make the interception, the player to make the interception for the Knights was Truth Hill, the DB in coverage. 2nd and 7 for the Knights. Just trying to get this 0 off the board if you're the Knights. It's kind of, with the running clock, it's tough to get back in this game, but you don't want to see that 0 on the scoreboard.
No.
Nelson stays at quarterback. Bartholomew to his left. Fakes the handoff, throws out deep to the right side of the field, and he's hit hard. No blockers there. That time the reception by Chris Butler. Noah Gabriel with the tackle. That was only a gain of about 2 yards. Makes it 3rd and 5 now.
You know-
for Halifax.
And you know what I really liked about that? Colton Brown was the corner on that play. Now, he could have gone up and tried to make the tackle on his own, but instead he held the edge and allowed his defense to get over there and help him out.
3rd and 5, hands it off the middle. That's a fumble. Nelson picks it up. Now he's just going to run backwards, and he muffs it. Did MCC recover in the – that's
Yes.
a touchdown, MCC. Wow. So 2 fumbles on the play. And to score the touchdown, we'll see who comes up with the ball. I don't know who recovered it. I know the Hustlers recovered it for a touchdown. And what a wacky play, because he handed it off to Bartholomew, and he fumbled. Nelson picked it up, ran backwards, then fumbled in the end zone, and MCC tacks on, and that's the first defensive score in the game for MCC.
Yeah, no, that was just – it was one of those, like, plays that goes from bad to worst, and it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah. So to attempt the extra point is got a new kicker, number 27, Zane Verlevo.
And
that
there
one
goes that roster.
is good. 49-0. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah.
No. So 49-0, the Hustlers lead, as we'll step away and be right back for the kickoff. All right, and we're back here for the kickoff with 7:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter as MCC continues to tack on after the mistake by Halifax. After causes a fumble in the end zone, and they recover for a defensive touchdown, and Stewart kicks it away. Nice looking kick. It's going to be returned by number 4, trying to get outside to the right sideline. He's got a crease outside. He's got the speed, pushed out of bounds at about their own 40-yard line. And that's also a positive. Chris Butler, they've had a couple good returns tonight. That's definitely been the bright spot for Halifax. So that return gets out to the 40-yard line. And referee's discussing something on the field. I think maybe the spot. They're going to put it at the 35-yard line. I believe that's Carl Nelson, number 1 at quarterback. Takes the snap, is going to hand it off the middle, and nowhere to go. Wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. First man there was number 66, Ryan Anderson.
That's Ryan Anderson on the tackle.
Ryan Anderson on the tackle.
Also on the tackle, number 66, Gabe Coco.
That's not who we have, but okay.
2nd and 11 for the Knights. As we go under the halfway point here in the fourth quarter, 5:40 remaining. And Halifax is taking their time. Cheerleaders still loud in a 49-0 ball game in the fourth. Whistle blows, and it's going to be an offsides encroachment on MCC. Brings up 2nd and 6.
And he did it too. As soon as the whistle blew, he go, all right, yep, you got me.
Clock stops for the water break.
And again, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors: Coastal Strength and Barbell, Ellie Chan with Remax Solutions, All Systems Mow. Look, it's still Florida and it's still hot this time of year. We don't have a true October. So what are you doing still getting out there trying to mow your lawn? Get All Systems Mow to do it. All Systems Mow, like them on Facebook. Coastal Strength and Barbell. The Zone 6 Reaper, 7v7 and athletic training. The Space Coast Card Show next Saturday, October 13th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. where sports meets Pokemon cards. All sorts of sports memorabilia, and again, the best card collectors in the business will descend upon the Holiday Inn in Melbourne Vieira Conference Center.
I got a little card collection.
You got a little card collection?
A little old football card collection.
Uh-oh. Maybe you need to step up to the Space Coast Card Show.
I got a binder. They're all in card holders, too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a gift, actually.
That's awesome.
2nd and 6 for the Knights. Simmons at quarterback, looks to throw. Now he's going to take it off himself. Goes up the middle, takes a hit, and he is stumped. But it's going to be a first down. Number 3 that time on the tackle, Caleb Jones.
You know what's a card that that BSN collectively has in its collection, and you'll appreciate this? A Brett Black baseball card.
Really?
Yes, with the I believe with the Cincinnati Reds organization.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
Brett. Shout out to Brett Black and Cody. Great people. Great family.
Right. That whole family is just full of awesome people.
Good friends. And he does a lot for that Mel High.
That Mel High booster
much.
club.
1st and 10. Simmons looks to throw. He's going to throw it underneath to Bartholomew. And he tries to stutter step and dip around, but puts his elbow down, so he's ruled down. Good little gain of about 5 yards with 3:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. And I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. 49-0 is the score as of right now. And MCC just, I mean, I've said it so many times, I'm going to say it again, perfect. Perfect ball game.
Again, an hour after the last game ends here on the Brevard Sports Network. Keep it posted here to the Brevard Sports Network High School Football Postgame Show. Myself, Logan Pettit, Alan Slaughterzinski, and Jackson Robb will break down all of the scores and take you through all the scores here in the county. Tell you how Brevard County did on another beautiful Friday night.
New quarterback in is Nelson. The lefty QB is going to roll right and try to throw across his body. I don't think it's going to work. It's not. Goes way out of bounds.
Threw to his teammate out of bounds.
Yeah. Nice catch by whoever made that. One-hand grab. Almost looked like a coach.
So again, MCC next week. Let's have you recheck their schedule. Well, what am I talking about? Rehab you check. Well, you got it there. So that's right. They're going down to play. I think the Classical Academy.
Yeah, the Titans. Gonna find out more about them.
True North Classical Academy.
And located in Miami, Florida, and they're going to travel to Miami. So that's a big travel just alone. Nelson drops back, pressure in his face, steps up, He's going to throw a ball down the field. It's caught, but there's a flag at the line of scrimmage. Gets away, trying to break the goose egg, and cannot get away from number 13 on the tackle, Daniel Tolbert.
Usually when there's a flag like that at the line of scrimmage,
it's got to be holding.
Yeah.
And it is. Oh, man, that hurts. That just stinks if you're Halifax Academy.
Oh.
Never mind. So it's a personal foul on him. I thought he made the holding signal first, but I guess he was just waiting for the face mask. So now Halifax with, again, running clock. Now 59 seconds to go. They got to speed it up if they really want to score here. They have the possibility to. They just got to take a couple shots.
But again, you know, you would think there would just be a little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, you know, that 0 does not look good on the scoreboard, and it won't look good on Max Preps the next day.
Correct.
Well, I guess the referee's still moving the ball,
Well,
so they move it 15 yards up.
Well, yes, but
So they got the ball at the 4. You got to score here, 30 seconds. Nelson at quarterback keeper, and runs into that Hustlers D-line. They are not giving up. They want that goose egg. And Halifax is not going to use any timeouts. They're just going to let the clock tick down. They're not in no rush.
No, they are.
Now they take a timeout.
A quarterback said, "Hey, coach, call a timeout."
If you're a player,
give us an opportunity to score, coach.
You want to score, even as coach.
Well, see, the coach was just kind of nonchalantly kind of walking over, and he had I believe it was the running back. The running back came over and said, "Hey, coach, call a timeout. Give us a shot."
So to talk more about MCC's next game, True North Classical Academy Titans. They're 2-2. I do not know much about them.
No.
Just looking at their schedule, they've beat Everglades Prep Academy 40-3, and they've lost to Monsieur Pace Academy. So I'm not familiar with any of those squads. So if you are, those are their 2 losses and a win. And we were talking at halftime, the last game of the season for the Hustlers is when they have to travel to Heritage, and that's going to be a great game.
That's going to be a really interesting
awesome game. And we've had some debate the last 2 weeks or so about the BSN rankings, and they've been pretty close, MCC and Heritage, in the rankings, in my opinion.
Yes, BSN has become very favorable with our rankings.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna lie, the heat is gonna amplify up if Coco loses to Miami Norland.
Yeah. And there's a flag on Halifax.
Yeah.
Story of the game for the Knights.
The question is O'Galley winning, or do they have a bye week?
Let's see.
That's the question. Because if O'Galley advances to 7-0, Coco loses, you want to talk about the argument that we would have on our rankings.
They have a bye week. They have Merritt Island next week, so that's going to be
be a really good game.
And yeah, I get the debate for O'Galley, but let's put Coco up against the Galley. I think we know who's going to win.
Oh, you're going to reignite. You're going to reignite that fire.
My opinion.
11 seconds still left to go in this game.
Still love to see the game. It'd be a great game to watch. I mean, the way that O'Galley's defense is playing is good, but is their offense going to be able to compete with Coco? That's the question.
Okay, again, yes, I get Coco's losing to Miami Norland, but you're
they're
still
Miami. No, I know.
But you're still talking about Coco is one of the best offenses in the history of high school football.
Yeah.
I mean, go back and look at some of the throws Brady Hart is making.
And look at the guys he's throwing to.
Brady Hart is making throws you see on Sundays.
5 seconds remaining. Last play of the game. Trying to get in the end zone. Lit up and driven backwards. And the buzzer rings, and that'll do it. As the Hustlers keep the goose egg on the board The final score is 49-0. MCC Hustlers over the Halifax Academy Knights. And just to reiterate my opinion about this game, domination from start to finish. Perfection from start to finish. I mean, just a heck of a game from MCC. And you can't play any better. I'm sure when they go into the film room next week, or they'll probably get the day off tomorrow next week, it'll be hard to find negatives in the film room.
But, and you know what? MCC came out and had a game they needed to have.
Yes.
Look, I think most of us expected this kind of game from MCC, or this kind of result. But we wanted to see how crisp MCC would look, and MCC looked really crisp. Again, you might want to work on that special teams unit again. Yeah. Missed point after conversions will hurt you later as you get into the playoffs. But you know what? If you're MCC, enjoy this win. Go back and correct a couple things on Monday.
Yeah, and that's
Brogan McNabb looked really good throwing the football tonight.
2 incompletions. 2. And that's back-to-back shutouts for the defense.
100%.
So this offense has been so talked about, but the defense has pitched back-to-back shutouts against a Vieira team and a Halifax team. You may say, "Whoa!" But Vieira is a squad here in the county.
So all right. So for all of our sponsors, the Space Coast Card Show, All Systems Mo, the Zone 6 Reaper 7v7 in athletic training, Natwick Insurance, Coastal Strength and Barbell. For all of those great sponsors, for Chase Alexander, I'm Caleb Brown. Again, an hour after the last game goes off the air on Brevard Sports Network, we will have the Brevard Sports Network High School Football postgame show. And tomorrow evening, starting tomorrow morning at about 8:30, you will have Satellite Beach taking on an organization in Pop Warner. I will be on the call 6U all the way to 14U here on the Brevard Sports Network. Youth football all day tomorrow here on the Brevard Sports Network.